Alright everybody, welcome back to another video here in the world of Explorer. Today we're going to be playing a fun one, Mono Black Control. So for those of you who watched a couple videos ago, I played the Gruul Transmog deck. I played against a deck very similar to this, and it was a super fun match and it made me want to build a deck. So this deck uses cards like Invoke Despair. Target opponent sacrifices a creature. If they can't, they lose a life and you lose 2 life and draw a card, and you draw a card. Then repeat this process for an enchantment and a planeswalker. So this is really good card advantage. It's at best a 3-for-1, and in some cases can deal some extra damage and all that stuff. So what else do we have? We have some early game interaction with Thoughtseize, Fatal Push, and March of Wretched Sorrow. We have some good removal and card advantage cards like Agonizing Remorse to pick out their best cards, Doomblade, Heartless Act, and Meathook Massacre. We also have some nice mid-range creatures and a couple Sorins to be able to gain more card advantage and make some creatures, as well as one Gotta Turn a Bantu. I'm testing this guy out because he's really hard to kill and just really gives us inevitability in the late game. I'm also intrigued by March of Wretched Sorrow plus Cabal Stronghold, which can make a ton of mana and eventually just make us gain so much life with March. Out of the sideboard, we have 3 Duresses, which is really good against the controller combo decks. Another Fatal Push and Doomblade against Aggression, same with 2 Meathook Massacres. Then 2 Thought Distortions against the more control decks, because 6 mana sorcery can't be countered. Target opponent reveals their hand, exile all non-creature, non-land cards from that player's hand and graveyard. We also have 2 Cages and 4 Hearses for the graveyard decks. Super excited to do some controlling, and we're going to see how it goes. Thanks so much for Pioneer Explorer with me. Alright, we're here with some Mono Black Control. I'm going to keep this hand, and let's see what our opponent is up to. So we have some early interaction with Agonizing Remorse. We have a Graveyard Trespasser. Alright, so I'm just going to go Swamp Go and see what they do. Hopefully they don't get a Trail of Crumbs out or something before I can Agonizing Remorse them. Okay, that's good. And then another Gilded Goose. Alright, I like my spot here now. Unless, of course, their hand is chock full of interaction, or rather, good cards. Alright, so I think I'm just going to take a Meathook Massacre here. If they want to sacrifice everything to play a Korvold next turn, they can. No, maybe I should just take Korvold. Then they only have 1. Pass the turn to them. And if they literally play a land and sacrifice everything, they can get a Korvold out. And that's fine. I'm just going to Agonize and Remorse it. I'm going to Murderous Rider it. And they're going to be in a really bad spot. Because they're going to have to sacrifice something to get it out. Hopefully they didn't draw something really good to play here. Oh, they actually went for it. Alright, are they going to sacrifice their Gilded Goose? That's my guess. Ooh, they're not going to like this trade, that's for sure. So I'm just going to go Swamp. I'm going to play Swift End on Korvold, and then pass the turn. That was worth a ton of card advantage right there. So that's really nice. So let's see what else they've got going on now. A tapped Den of the Bugbear and a Witch's Oven. Alright, that's fine. I'm gonna go Swamp here again. And I actually think I just want to play a Sorin. And what's nice about this is they're not in a spot to be able to deal with this anytime soon. I'm going to start with a minus, though. I would like to start gaining some life if I'm going to start losing life to the plus. And just getting a blocker out's always nice. Yep, you can do that. Pass the turn to you. And let's see what they've got. So, Agonizing Remorse could come up here soon. If they want to use Meathook Massacre, that's fine. Alright, so they have a Fabled Passage. Luckily, there's no Korvold out or a Mayhem Devil, so I'm not too worried about it. And then they get a land. They could attack with Den of the Bugbear, but that's also not that big of a deal. What are they going to do? Just Meathook Massacre here, I guess? And that's fine if that's what they want to do as well. So, I'm curious what the last card in their hand is. It might be a land, but there's a chance that I Agonizing Remorse here, just in case. They're really tanking about this decision. I think it's a tough one, to be fair to them. I think, personally, I would just Meathook for X equals 3. But it just depends on the other card in their hand. Because if they attack with the Den of the Bugbear, they get my sword to 1 and I kill their Den and gain 2 life. I do trade, but it's not that great. So, in any case, I'm not too worried about it. So what am I thinking for next? Also, look at how handsome this man is. Dang. I would love to cosplay this guy. I would just need the hair. In any case, I think next turn... So I could pay 3 mana. So I'll have 4 swamps. So I could go... Okay, so Cauldron Familiar was their last card. That was a lot of tanking for what is obviously a very strong play. And then they can just go Witch's Oven, sacrifice the Cauldron Familiar. Okay, you're gonna do it in response. Our opponent's being so fancy for no reason. That's funny. Alright, kill off my dudes. This is fine and dandy with me. Okay, and then I will just see what we draw here. And then probably just +1 the Sorin and start getting some stuff going. Alright, go to our turn, see what we draw. Doomblade's actually a really nice draw, so let's see. So if I play Cabal Stronghold, I could spend 3 to make 4. So I would have 5 mana right now. So it looks like you need more than what I've got currently for this to be worth it mana-wise. So let's just go ahead and plus here. See what we draw. And then, ooh, definitely draw that. That's awesome. And then I'm just going to play a Graveyard Trespasser and hold up Doomblade. And that's going to be really nice, because it's hard for them to actually... Oh. I mean, I could have targeted the Cauldron Familiar, but that doesn't actually do anything, so... Because they could always just bring it back. Alright, pass the turn to them. So what's nice about this is it's hard for them to actually kill it and then kill my Sorin. That's kind of what I'm worried about. Whereas if I had done something, if I had played this, they could have some way to kill it and then kill me with Den of the Bugbear. Okay. That's fine. I don't think that's going to do too much. Go to attackers. I'm not going to trade. I'm just going to Doomblade. Doomblade this. I technically needed to do it on the attack step. That was a mistake, but that's fine. I can block this with no issue, and we're going to be just fine. So Doomblade comes out, kills the Den of the Bugbear. They're still really tanking. I know they can just Witch's Oven it away or something, and that's fine. Oh, this deck is so annoying. It is so full of triggers. Oh, God. Alright, then you make a tapped and attacking creature. And I will block it. And that's fine. Alright. Yeah, see, that was worth 1 life. It definitely was, I definitely needed to hold off. Alright, from here, I'm just gonna go, I think Invoke Despair was a nice draw. Because it gets rid of their Meat Hook Massacre. Yeah, so I think I'm just gonna go Invoke Despair. So I could make, right now, 3... So if I spent, I would make 5 mana, so I would have 5 mana, go down to 3, go up to 5, 6, 7 mana. So I could also Agonizing Remorse. Alright, so let's do that. That will make 5 mana. I'm going to start by casting an Agonizing Remorse on you. See what you got. Ooh, Cauldron Familiar. Okay. And then I will Invoke Despair. And this gets rid of their Meat Hook Massacre, which is really nice. And it, see, and it exiles it, so they even lost their Cauldron Familiar. So this is really nice. We're in a pretty good spot here. Yep, that's fine. I'll lose a life. You'll sacrifice nothing. Oh, are you gonna sacrifice it? Ooh, I'm just gonna kill it with a Graveyard Glutton now, buddy. Not what you wanted to do for sure. But that's okay. It's kind of hard to tell what to do in that scenario. Yeah, so now I'm going to minus this, make a 2/3 lifelinker, just to make sure my life total doesn't get dangerously low. I will take those 2 creatures out, drain you for 2, hit you for 4, pass the turn. Things are looking quite nice here. Let's see what they drew. Can't be that good. All right, let's go to game number 2. All right. Doing some mono black controlling. From here, I would like 2 Meat Hook Massacres, 2 Grafdigger's Cage, and 3 Unlicensed Hearses. As well as a couple Duresses. Definitely take out Fatal Pushes. Those are pretty bad here. On the draw, I'm going to take out 2 Thoughtseizes and all the Agonizing Remorses. I'm keeping Doomblade in against their Mayhem Devils and Corvalds. Or not Corvalds, but Mayhem. No, it doesn't actually hit either of those, so let's take that out. Let's go ahead and drop one Meathook Massacre, I think, and I like the rest of the setup. Alright, here we are in game number 2. We're on the draw, so I'm going to keep this. It's got a Thoughtseize as early interaction. We will be able to draw into our lands since we're on the draw. It's a little bit more likely, and our opponent mulliganed. Alright, see, we're already drawing the lands we need. I'm just going to Thoughtseize, just see what you got going on. I definitely think I take Fable here. It's just easier for me to kill a Mayhem Devil than it is a Fable. And I think that's going to be important. So they probably play Castle Lockthwain here tapped. Yep. Alright, I will play a land and pass the turn. Unfortunately, I don't have anything here on turn 2 or 3. So I'm losing a little bit of the momentum, but that's okay. They get to play a Mayhem Devil, and that's fine. Okay. I think I'm just going to play a Meathook for 1 here. And that's just because then if they start sacrificing stuff, I don't lose too much life. I have another one in case I need it later on. So I don't feel bad about dropping this one here. Yep, Fable of the Mirror Breaker's fine. Go ahead and hit me for 3. And then I'm going to play a Castle Lockthwain and a Sorin. And then I'm going to minus the Sorin to make a Vampire. Now what I'm hoping for is that I can kill the Goblin Shaman here. Hopefully they don't have a Fatal Push. Alright, they did. But they at least lose a life. Pass the turn to you. And then I'm probably going to cast an Invoke Despair next. Because that'll kill their Fable off. That'll kill at least one of their creatures. But it'll depend on what we draw. We might just go with a Meathook for 3. But we shall see. So, Oni Cult Anvil. That's annoying. But it's not a big deal. Yep, Sorin will die. And we will take 3. And then I think I'm just going to go ahead and... You can sacrifice the treasure of the Oni Cult Anvil. That's fine by me. Okay. Do all this good stuff. And then I'm going to... Ooh, Duress. Very interesting. I don't think I can use Duress here. It just doesn't do what I need it to do right now. So I do think I'm going to Meathook for 3. And then pass the turn to them. I will keep this Meathook, I guess. Wipe everything, gain a bunch of life back, and pass the turn. Alright, they get to get their enchantment. That's fine. And then hopefully they've got... Okay, Assassin's Trophy actually is fine. I would love a land. Grab a swamp. And it wastes their turn. Interesting. From here, I think I'm just going to Duress and then Invoke Despair. So let's see what they've got in their hand. Probably a land, honestly, but... Okay, Gilded Goose is fine as well. Invoke Despair will take all their stuff and draw me 2 cards, it looks like. Because they have to sacrifice a creature first, and then they don't have an enchantment to sack to the other stuff. Okay, Meathook Massacre in the graveyard, Meathook Massacre in the hand. Go ahead and get a Gilded Goosey Goose. And a Cauldron Familiar, that's pretty good. It's not too scary, though. Alright. They can start sacrificing stuff to... Okay, so they want to sacrifice that. That's interesting. I can see why they would want to do that, though. Drawing a black card here would be nice. Another swamp, eh? Alright, I'm just going to Meathook for 2 now. Alright. This will wipe their board, gain me a bunch of life. And then I can still March of Wretched Sorrow, their Den of the Bugbear next turn, or if they go to attack with it. And I like my position at that point. Gilded Goose is fine. Alright. And then I will draw with March of Wretched Sorrow, with Castle Lockthwain here. I believe that's for the best, because then I get to... Man, I'm a little low on life, though. No, I'm gonna do it, because I'd love to draw Cabal Stronghold and just have an insane amount of life gain off the March of Wretched Sorrow. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go land Sorin. And I think I'm just going to minus the Sorin. I'm worried that if I hit, like, a 5-drop, I'm just going to kind of die. If I hit, like, God Eternal Bond 2, it's really bad. So I'm just going to pass with a bunch of removal up. And they have no cards in hand, so if they want to remove it, they have to draw it here. They can drain me if they'd like, but to do that, it doesn't actually do anything, because they just have to sacrifice a construct. Alright, so now they're probably going to attack me with Den of the Bugbear, and I would be fine with that. Maybe they're going to draw with Castle Lockthwain, though. We'll have to see. They've got a couple options, but realistically, none of them are that good. So I definitely like my position in this case. I would love if they attacked me with Den of the Bugbear here, though. Perfect. Because then I'm going to... This sacrifices an artifact only. So I am going to destroy your Den of the Bugbear. I'm going to keep March because it has a higher upside when I can do it for like 9 and gain just an absolute ton of life. If I draw a Cabal Coffers, woo-wee! Or Cabal Stronghold or whatever it's called, hoo-wee! Yeah, that doesn't do a whole lot. It basically just gains you a life there. And then I'll go to my turn. See what we draw. Another March of Wretched Sorrow is awesome. Alright, I will draw this. Lose 3, so I have to be a little bit careful. Play this out, but drawing another March of Wretched Sorrow makes me quite happy that we... To use one if we need to, because I'll always have one available to gain a ton of life. Here, I'm just going to attack for 2. There's no real reason to keep this back. And then pass the turn. If they want to deal 2 to Sorin, that's fine. I wasn't going to minus... Or deal 1 to Sorin, that's fine. I wasn't going to minus it anyway. So let's see what they drew. They've got some stuff they could draw that would be fine, but nothing really that good. Yeah, that's fine with me. I'm just going to keep Marches in hand for now. I don't really need them at this moment. I could do it for 5, gain 5 life, but that's fine. I don't need to. Ooh, Unlicensed Hearse is going to be nice. Let's start by plussing here. See what we see. I'll definitely take a Murderous Rider. And then I would like to play a Hearse. And I'm quite likely to March here at the end of the turn if they do anything decent. Because I would like to keep my life total high. So we're just going to attack with this guy. The lifelink is going to be really, really nice off of the Vampire, because it's just keeping my life total high. We have a lot of stuff that costs us life, like Murderous Rider and Thoughtseizes, but having March of Wretched Sorrow is just super nice to keep our life total nice and high. So let's see what our opponent is up to this turn. They've got 2 cards in hand, 4 mana, 5 with the Gilded Goose, and... let's see what they got. If they want to try to kill my Graveyard Glutton, it's going to cost them their other card. So it's not even that good for them. I think the most annoying thing would be Witch's Oven, simply because it makes it so that their turns take 20 minutes. Yep, that's fine. Go ahead and... oh, they're going to Fatal Push the Graveyard Glutton. Okay. That's fine. What are they going to discard? Probably just a land? Alright, fine by me. I am going to... You know what I should do, actually, in response? I'm going to exile 2 cards. I'm going to exile this and that. And then I'm going to... oh, I guess it doesn't matter, because I can't even block right now. Alright, so that's fine. That'll die. And then I think I want to just... March of Wretched Sorrow, one of their tokens here. No, I don't, because then they could sacrifice to Oni Cult. I think I'm just going to March of Wretched Sorrow the Gilded Goose. Because I don't mind if Sorin goes to 1. Oh, goes to 2, rather. Yeah, that's fine. And then I'm going to March for X equals 6 on the Gilded Goose. This gains me a whole bunch of life. Puts me in a really, really healthy position. Sorin will go down to 2. I gain another life off of the Mirthless Massacre. Alright, so a Duress doesn't do a ton here. So let's just plus the Sorin again. See what we see. Grafdigger's Cage. Yeah, I'll draw it just to make sure it's not on top of my deck anymore. I will play it as well. And then I'm going to just pass the turn? Yeah, I think I'm just going to pass the turn here. And the reason why is I can hold back the dude to protect my Sorin. I have another March in hand. I have Swift End in hand. And then at the end of the turn, I can go Swift End, draw with Castle Lochthwain if I need to. Witch's Oven, eh? That's pretty good. With the Cauldron Familiar, it's just a lot of life that they gain. It doesn't actually do much beyond that, though. And they get to attack with all of them. And it's annoying because I get to block, but they get to sacrifice whichever one I'm blocking. And I don't actually gain the life anymore. Yep. And then I will murderously ride the Construct token, get rid of that, so my dude takes a little less damage. If they want to sacrifice it to Witch's Oven, that is fine with me. I'm not too worried about that. I've got lots of stuff available, and that's just one less trigger off of the Cauldron Familiar. And I like that, because I do eventually want to kill them, and them gaining a bunch of life all the time is just annoying. I will then draw a card, lose some life, and that is fine. We got lots of life to spare now. And then I will exile up to 2 cards. Let's get rid of Fatal Push and Assassin's Trophy. I'm going to try to keep some creatures in there in case I draw a Graveyard Trespasser. And then I'm going to go to my turn. See what we draw. Another land. +1 the Sorin, who has 0 Mirth. Ooh, I'll take another Murderous Rider. And then from here, I'm just going to play this. I will actually kill their Construct now. Because then they can't sacrifice it to anything. It actually resolves. And then I'm going to play this as yet another Lifelinker. And then attack for 2. This holds up a sizable March of Wretched Sorrow. Attack you for 2. This deck takes so long to die. It's so annoying. Alright. Pass the turn. This Sorin has just been worth its weight in gold. I'm just up 10 cards off of our opponent. And we have a nice hand of some stuff to deal with what they're doing. Yeah, you can draw a card. That is fine by me. And let's see if they play it. Probably not. Alright, sacrifice the food token to make a 1/1. Drain me for 1. And then what else are they going to do? Probably nothing here. Alright, on my turn. Do I want to draw? I don't think so. I'm just going to exile some stuff with Unlicensed Hearse. Make it even bigger. And this is going to start getting annoying for them because this is eventually going to start coming in for so much damage. Alright. Ooh, I'm just going to minus here. Make a 2/3. Play another Sorin now. And keep the Sorin that has 4 loyalty. Perfect. And then, do I want to minus it again? Yeah, probably. I don't think there's a reason why I wouldn't want to. Alright. Then I will attack them for 4. Gain a bunch of life. Now I don't feel bad at all drawing with... Okay, that's fine. You can minus it if you'd like. You can sacrifice it to the Witch's Oven. I will respond by marching this for 5. And then I will exile it. And then I can stop dealing with their shenanigans. Perfect. And then it'll go, they get their food token, that's fine and dandy. They'll take 2, I'll go up to 20. I'll play a swamp and pass the turn. I certainly like our position here. We get to draw another 2 cards this turn to find anything we need. They can draw a card, go down to 7, but they have to play something or they just die here. Yeah, that's probably going to be it. So, yeah, alright, this deck is already doing some work. This is awesome. Alright, take 1. You drain me for 1. That's fine. Alright! We are back with the Mono Black Control deck. I'm going to keep this hand. It's a little land light. But we have lots of lands in the deck, and we have interaction for the first couple turns anyway. Tournament Grounds. Alright, I definitely like our hand against the Mardu Knights deck. Just having, like, infinite removal is going to be so annoying. Alright, well, I will just kill this in response. No, I think that's fine. I'm going to kill the Dauntless Bodyguard in case they play a bigger threat. That way I can... just make sure that they don't have too much going on. Yep, that's fine. Take 2, that's fine. Pass the turn to you. Or maybe I should just meat hook here. Yeah, I'm gonna just... No, I'm just gonna pass. I think it's not necessary to meat hook quite yet, and I'd rather just keep a Murderous Rider up. Oh, it looks like they missed a land drop. Well, in that case, I'm just gonna kill their Venerable Knight. I take 2, so it's like it hit me. But they don't get to get the counter on anything. Okay, fair enough. I can't believe they kept a 1-lander. That's insane. I think that's some wild... That's wild stuff right there. Play a Murderous Rider past the turn. See what they've got going on. Maybe they drew a land. Another Venerable Knight. Yeah, I'm not too scared of what's going on right now. I think I'm just gonna meat hook for X = 1. Fully wipe their board. And then just start getting in there for 2. 1 this turn, but 2 in the future. Alright, pass the turn to you. Alright, what you got? Have you drawn another land? Please draw another land. Well, that was a boring game 1. Alright, so here, I think I'm going to bring in Doomblade, Fatal Push, 2 meat hooks, and take out probably 2 Thoughtseizes, and actually all the Agonizing Remorses, and probably just 1 Thoughtseize. Alright, here we are in game 2. I like this hand. It's got a Thoughtseize in case they play something scarier than a Venerable Knight, or if they have something scarier than that in their hand. Ooh, what are they taking? Probably Heartless Axe is my guess. Though maybe Meat Hook Massacre. I doubt it's Thoughtseize. They're probably looking at my hand like, oh my gosh. Alright, play a land past the turn. See what else they have going on, because then I can just Heartless Act. Worthy Knight. Yeah, definitely gonna Heartless Act that. Ooh, maybe I just want to Fatal Push it, actually. I'm just gonna Fatal Push it. It's just a little bit more efficient on my card usage. It's not as efficient on mana, of course, but that's okay. Inspiring Veteran, okay. Well, I'll just do it. I'm drawing all my Fatal Pushes. That makes this game pretty easy. I can't imagine this is their best matchup. I feel like this is probably one of their worst. Just a mono black deck with infinite spot removal against a deck that really doesn't want to have anything spot removed. Yep, I'm going to Heartless Act your Corpse Knight. And then play a Graveyard Trespasser here, probably. And yeah, this is going to start getting a little bit difficult. Guess I'll just take the Worthy Knight and pass the turn. They do have a turn. I have a turn off here. Dauntless Bodyguard is fine. Alright, well, I'm just going to go land, attack you for 3. Take your Inspiring Veteran. And they know I have the Sorin. They don't know about the Invoke Despair, though. So what I think I'm going to do is just plus the Sorin. No, I'm just going to minus it. I don't think there's a reason to plus it right now. But let's see if they block. I don't imagine they're going to block here. But we shall see. I'm just going to play Sorin. Probably minus it just to make sure it doesn't die. I have enough interaction in my cards in my hand to do stuff. So I'm not worried about that. And it's going to be very hard for them to kill Sorin no matter what. They would have to kill my Vampire, which is certainly possible. But I don't think their deck runs that much removal. Yeah, alright, so this is pretty much over now. I am going to +1 the Sorin, see what we get. A land would be nice. And then I'm gonna pretty much kill our opponent. Land would be great, though, because then I can play Invoke Despair, take their Dauntless Bodyguard, deal them 4 down to 7, hit them for 7, and kill them. Definitely hit that. Perfect. Play a land, play Invoke Despair, and they're gonna die here. Alright, unless they have a removal spell, of course. Alright, attack them for 7. Take their Dauntless... Probably take their Corpse Knight and their Dauntless Bodyguard. And kill them. Alright, well that was pretty easy. Alright, let's do some mono black controlling. I'm going to keep this hand. On the play, we've got lots of removal. I hope to not face a deck that's particularly controlling, but they're not running Yorion, so that slightly reduces the chance that they're playing a control deck. So I like my chances with this. And if we just hit a couple lands, we can play Sorin, and that's amazing against any control deck. Looks like our opponent mulliganed twice. Oh, jeez. Well, that's too bad, but that happens. We've definitely mulliganed our fair share on the channel. Actually more than our fair share. I'm just gonna get some complaint equity in now while I still can. And now the complaining is done. Also, have you guys seen my new friend? He's so cute. Alright, pass the turn. I don't mind Sacred Foundry. Hopefully it's a creature deck that I can just start Doomblading stuff. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you're gonna regret this. I'm definitely going to play this one because they have creatures in their deck that could actually get counters on them. Well, we did miss our land drop, so that's unfortunate. But we have so many removal spells that I think it's going to be fine. So let's see what they do. They have 5 cards in hand, 2 mana. And then I'm probably just going to Doomblade whatever they play, maybe March it, but Marching is a little more dangerous. Alright, definitely not going to March it. I'm definitely going to Doomblade. Kill this. Like I said, this hand is great even if we don't draw lands. Alright, well now we have, like, we do need to eventually draw a land. Another Feather, eh? Alright. Well, we're definitely going to use March of Wretched Sorrow on it. We're going to do X equals 4, not 3. Exiling Murderous Rider, and unfortunately got to turn up onto. Kill your Feather the Redeemed, gain some life. This has to be so annoying. Like, what can they do about this? We do need to draw land, though. I mean, eventually, if we don't draw land, we pretty much will lose this game. If they have they have the Blessed Defiance, which isn't that great, because they just get a 1/1, and they get it back. That's fine. All right, well, I do need to draw land. That's annoying. I've gone through 11 cards in my deck and seen 2 lands. But once we draw land, it'll be just fine. We do need to get rid of... Alright, so Blessed Defiance on that. That's fine. Infuriate. Okay, I mean, you can hit me for 6, but that doesn't do that much. You gain 6, but I'm not worried about your life total at all. And they kind of... Okay, finally. A land is good. Pass the turn. It's my opponent. They're still a couple lands away from actually attacking with Cave of the Frost Dragon. So let's see. If they go to... Yeah, that's fine. I hope they flash it back. Alright. And then let's see if they have anything else. If they want to cast that last card in their hand. Nope. Definitely going to Swift End your Spirit Token. And it's going to be kind of hard for them now. Like, they're running out of threats quickly. They might have... Ooh, okay. Valorous Stance is annoying. Oh my gosh, these Invoke Despairs are actually killing me. Pass the turn. I need to draw something. Oh my gosh, okay. Draw land, please? Oh my gosh. Alright, pass the turn. We are starting to, like, legitimately run out of time. If we had any lands, this would be amazing. They still can't hit Cave of the Frost Dragon yet. So they hit me down to 6. I'll go back up to 8. There we go, finally. Feels good, man. I'm gonna minus here. Make a dude with some... Make a dude who can block their stuff. Now, I don't really want them to draw land here, because I don't want them to be able to attack with Cave of the Frost Dragon. Alright, well, they did. That's not surprising. Alright, I'm just gonna chump here. They definitely have to attack with both. Yep. Just gonna chump here. That at least gives me time to draw another land. Perfect. No, wait, does that not work? Oh my gosh, it was the only land in my deck that does not work here. Alright. Well, this is not going exactly according to plan. Oh my gosh. I have 2 Cabal Strongholds in the deck, and I drew them both. These are some bad beats. You guys are seeing the bad beats, right? Oh. Pass the turn. This is gross. Alright, Homestead Courage is good. Then they can play... They can activate their Cave of the Frost Dragon, attack me for 7 down to 2. So I have actually just 1 turn to draw it here. Yeah, we didn't get there. That is ridiculous. Alright, fair enough. Some games you're just not meant to win here. That was ridiculous, though. I'm not salty at all. I don't know why you'd ask. Fatal Push comes in. Doomblade comes in. Probably 2 Duresses. And we take out... I don't know. 1 Meathook Massacre? No, I'm going to take out 2 Graveyard Trespassers and the Agonizing Remorses and bring in another Meathook. Alright, here we are in game number 2. We actually have lands, so that's going to be pretty nice. I'm going to go Swamp Pass, see what they do. Hopefully they play a 1-1. Alright, we're just going to go Swamp Pass again. And now we just have infinite removal, and that's going to be really good. Alright, Swamp Pass. You know the drill. You're gonna have to play something before I do anything to... Alright, well, I guess I'm gonna just play a Graveyard Trespasser now. Pass the turn. If they want to play a creature, they can. I'm not too worried about it. Go to your turn. Let's see what they've got at the end of the turn. Nothing. Alright, so... Land... Go? Alright. What kind of hand did they keep? I'm not fully sure. But I have infinite removal now, and this puts them in a tight spot for sure. I'm going to attack for 4. Maybe they have a removal spell, but there's not much that they could have. They need a creature for the Reckless thing. Alright. Pass the turn with just infinite removal up. And I like our position here, because now we have a 4-4 that's going to be attacking every turn. Feather the Redeemed. Sure. I am going to Murderous Rider that. They're going to respond with some sort of protection. And then I'm going to Heartless Act it. And it's going to be fine. It's going to be great. Hopefully they Valorous Stance it or something. Yep. And then I will kill it again. So they do get their Valorous Stance back, which is really annoying, but... Oh wait, no they don't. That's not annoying then. Alright, I will attack for 3 here, and I will take... Probably the Feather is fine. I don't think they have a way to flash it back immediately. So I'm fine with them just taking the creature and taking a little extra damage. Alright, so they go land... Dreadhorde Arcanist. That is one of the ways that they get to do it, but they have to actually attack with it and up its power. So here, I'm just going to march for 3. And that costs me 4 mana. Yeah, I'm gonna march for 3 here. And if they want, they can give it indestructible or something. I'm not too worried about that. Because then we can untap and kill it with one of our other things, and we're still in a great spot. Alright, Infuriate's annoying. I'm just gonna go land, Doomblade. See what they've got in response to that. And then I'm just gonna go Murderous Rider. See what they have in response to that. They have another protection spell? That would be hilarious. Wow. Oh, okay. They just have that. That's fine. Eventually, they had to lose their creature, right? Jeez, oh, Pete's. Attack for 3. I will take your Dreadhorde Arcanist. And pass the turn to you. Alright, things are looking up right now. They could always attack me with a Den of the Bugbear, but I'm not worried about that. Looks like that's what they're gonna do. Nope, they have an Ancestral Anger. That's a good one to have right here. And let's see what else they draw. Hopefully they just play like an X2. Alright, attack me with a Den of the Bugbear is fine. They're not gonna... Okay, I was gonna say, they have to attack with the Spirit here. There's no reason not to. Oh, they just want to chump. Okay. Alright, alright. I'm gonna play a land. I'm going to activate Cabal Stronghold. make 5 mana, go X equals 1 here, and that will wipe both of their creatures. And then I didn't want them to be able to chump, basically, is the whole point I did that. And that is it. All right. Let's go to game number 3 after that brutal game 1 and a solid game 2. I'm going to bring in another Mirthless Massacre and take out a Duress on the draw. All right, here we are in game 3. On the draw, this hand's not going to do it on the draw. This hand is much more likely to get there. I'm going to put a Swamp back. I like God Eternal Bantu here. It creates a very nice blocker. All right, pass the turn. Hopefully they don't have another hand that is just full of protection. That would be the only way they could realistically win here. I will kill the Illuminator Virtuoso with a Fatal Push. As is expected of me, play a land, pass the turn. I do need to draw land at some point in the next couple turns, but I still have time to do that. Hopefully they... Oh, Feather. Yeah. This is what happens when you play the hand that does not have all the protection. Your stuff just dies, and then you run out of threats. And that's going to be just fine. Alright, so they have 4 cards in hand. Alright. Dreadhorde Arcanist is fine. Alright, give me a land, though. I'm going to be really sad if I don't get a land. Alright, you're going to plus it and draw a card. Jeez, oh, Pete's. Alright, I'm going to play a Murderous Rider and pass the turn. Jesus. This is frustrating me, to say the least. But that's okay. I have another turn to draw and play a Sorin. Then I can play a God Eternal Bantu at some point. I mean, we're not out of this yet, but just missing a land drop there is just so annoying. Ooh, they paid life there. That's very interesting. Curious what they're going to do. Just attack and cast a God's Defiant Strike is my guess. And that's fine. They draw a card. I'm going to chump here. And if they want to spend another card to kill it, that's fine. I will block, see what they do. Alright, cool. We gain 2 life. Not much happens there. I'm curious what they paid life for, though. Very interesting. Alright, Illuminator Virtuoso is fine. From here, I'm just going to do Meat Hook for X equals 1. And hope that they don't have a way to connive the Illuminator Virtuoso. But there's not much I can do to stop it anyway. And I'm running out of time because, like we've seen, I've already missed another land drop, which is heartbreaking. Alright, so that'll kill that. That's good. And then I'm just going to keep this guy back. I don't want to trade 1 life. I'd rather be able to block this just in case. I need to wait and be patient until I draw some lands. And we have lots in the deck, so it's going to happen. They can attack, but it doesn't actually do anything but gain me life unless they have spells in hand. Which, with all the way that they're playing, makes me actually think they have a lot of protection spells in hand. Which is kind of scary. I don't know what they were thinking right there. Alright, well, I'm going to block with the 2/3 if you're going to attack, yeah. Oh, so we do have lands. Okay, cool. I'm going to play a Sorin. And I think I'm just going to minus it and make a 2/3 Vampire. And then pass the turn and see what they do. They might God's Willing to give their due protection and kill it. But that's fine if that's what they want to do. I have another Sorin. And if I draw another land, I could just drop a God Eternal Bantu, and that's really annoying for them. Like, how do you kill this guy? You don't really. Alright, so they've got 3, 6, 7 mana, 3 cards in hand. What I wouldn't give for some of that mana. And they have to try to kill Sorin here, otherwise I'm just going to start drawing a bunch of cards. Alright, well that's fine. That's not that good. That keeps up my Sorin for another turn for sure. Though the question is, do I minus it and play another? It'll depend on what I draw. If I draw a land, definitely not. Alright, I'm going to draw with the Sorin. See what we get. Land, 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 land. Perfect. I'm going to play a God Eternal Bantu. Which is super annoying for them, because how the heck do you kill this guy? I'm going to sacrifice the Mirthless Massacre to draw a single card, because we have 2 more in hand. It kind of screams at our opponent that we have it, but that's fine. I am going to pass the turn. There's no reason for me to attack. They can just block and I'll gain 2. I'd rather keep them back on defense. And then if I untap, I get to have, like, Doomblade plus Heartless act up, and that's really good. Alright, attack my Sorin for 3, that's fine. And then I will... Ooh, Thoughtseize is really nice. That was a good draw there, for sure. Because then we get to just see what they've got, it lets us know what their plans are. Oh my gosh. Alright, that makes sense. I'm gonna get rid of a God's Willing, because it lets them scry. And then I'm going to just... Man, that's a good question, actually. I think what I'm gonna do is just play a Sorin, and then I'm gonna minus it. And the reason why is because then they have to spend both their protection spells next turn. They have to, if they want to kill Sorin, they have to God's Willing to give it protection. And that's fine by me. Because then they only have 1 defensive spell left. Unless they draw 1, but I'm not too worried about that. So I definitely think we're going to be able to grind them out here. Alright, we're just going to minus it. And then I'm going to attack for 5 and start getting some pressure going. Because this is a 3-turn clock for them. And that's pretty good, because it's also got Menace, which is super annoying for them to deal with. Alright, play a land. Probably didn't want to play that land. It doesn't actually do that much. Yeah, I got a turn of Bantu is fine. I get to draw it in a few turns. Certainly take the action. Alright. Now they still can attack with the cave, but that means I guaranteed get to keep Sorin out for another turn. And they're tapped out, so I can kill their creatures without any fear. Though I guess I can only kill the Dreadhorde Arcanist here. Alright, let's start by drawing a card. And they had enough. They saw the writing on the wall. Alright, what did we think of the deck? Well, this was a lot of fun. It was very controlling. I actually think I would take out all 3 Agonizing Remorses, put in a Doomblade or a Heartless Act, depending on the meta, and then probably put in another land. It felt like we were just missing enough land drops that I would want an extra land in there. And then probably put in a 3rd Fatal Push, or maybe just leave 1 Agonizing Remorse in there. Other than that, I liked God Eternal Bond 2, Invoke Despair was great, everything else was great. The sideboard was awesome. Probably take out 1 Unlicensed Hearse for maybe another Thought Distortion or another removal spell. Probably a Thought Distortion, though. This deck, I think, could use some help against the control decks. But overall, tons of fun. Highly recommend you build this deck. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all of you so much. And we will continue to pioneer, explore together in the next one. Bye now.